Hello there everyone, welcome back to another One Piece card game video. Been a little while, but finally we have something exciting to talk about. So, sort of out of the blue, yesterday, Bandai decided to just drop the full card lists for 2 of the 6 starter decks that are releasing on the 6th of June. So, presumably what this means is we will get, in the sort of the weeks running up to it, we'll get the next 2 on the next week, and then the final 2 the week before release. I think we can probably figure out. So they've gone Shanks and Luffy. They've gone Luffy and Teach. So it doesn't look like there's necessarily any pattern. So we'll see what comes. I'm most excited to see, I would say, Buggy and Shanks. I think those were the 2 that I was like, okay, I think those probably need. I mean, Buggy definitely I'm like most excited for, because this might make the deck playable, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, so we have some card lists to talk about. And the other reason I think this is particularly exciting is this is hopefully going to significantly shake up our English meta. So, we'll start off with ST26. So this is the full card list of what you're getting in the starter deck. So I'll just show the new leader artwork here. I think it looks really, really cool. Obviously, if you're picking up the 2nd anniversary set, then you'll have a cool alt art leader from that anyway. But yeah. So in terms of reprints, they reprint 6-drop Sangoro, they reprint this 5-drop Jinbei, Frenosuke, that's a good reprint, Usopp, this Nami, fine, Zoro reprint is handy, and of course the Gum Gum Giant reprint is good, but honestly, and then 5-7 Brook. But otherwise, to be honest, most of the starter deck's pretty crap. You're going to need to pick up a lot of stuff. I mean, the Frenosuke reprint is nice, and the Gum Gum Giant reprint is nice. Like those are useful. But yeah, you're going to have to pick up a bunch of stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about the new cards, and we'll start off with the SRs. So here we have Monkey D. Luffy, 6/7. Sorry. Let me just quickly refresh. If you don't know what this leader does, Don 1, all your characters gain +1 cost, and then on your turn once per turn, when 2 or more Don are returned to your Don deck, add 1 active and 1 rest. So basically, you get back whatever the cost it was that you spent, and kind of discount the thing that you played. So Luffy, 6-drop 7k. On play and when attacking, Don -2. If your leader's multicolored and your opponent has 5 or more Don on their field, your Straw Hat Crew type leader's base power becomes 7,000 until the end of your opponent's next end phase. This is crazy. This is crazy. So obviously this is free, right? This is kind of a 5 cost. And then you just get to swing 8 with your leader, which is nuts. This card is crazy. This is like, it demands instant removal. Like otherwise you're going to be sitting there and just getting and being 7k. Like this, congratulations, you are now BY Luffy. Oh my god, this is nuts. This is completely nuts. This is a huge power boost to the deck. I'm not sure if it'll be enough on its own to make you play this over Luffy, but we've got some pretty good cards. So let's talk about the Robins. This is our next most powerful card. This is a 3-drop 4k. It's 2k counter. Straw Hat Crew traded. On play, Don -2. Add up to 1 Don from your Don deck instead as active. So this ramps. So okay, we have a 2k counter that says ramp 1. These are the kind of things that are just going to be really, really good, right? So like now going first, you play this and then you go up to 4 Don on your turn, which means you go up to 6 Don on your next turn, and you can slam this Luffy, right? So this lets you guaranteed play this Luffy down on turn 3, going first or second, right? So that's just nice. Obviously ramp is just good in general anyway. Also you get 2 Don untapped, so you can do other shenanigans with that, or just swing 7, you know, it's always good. So pretty good. These are really, really powerful cards. Now, obviously, I haven't got it prepared, but this in combination with the new Black Robin we're getting in OP 12, I do think this deck is going to have serious legs. I'll be curious to see how playable it is, but I don't think it'll be bad. I think like these 2 cards are pushed enough that like I think this is probably enough for this deck to see competitive play. But we've also got a couple of other good cards. So we've got Sober Mask, there's a 7/9, that if you have a Sangoro or Sanji with 7k base power or more, you give this card in your hand -5 cost. You can play this as a 2/9, but the on-play is return all of your Sangoro and Sanji characters to the owner's hand. Now, that on-play is not that bad normally, right? Like, for example, I think this is mainly something you would play in a Ploofy context where you can go, okay, cool, I will play this out off of my... I'll play my Sangro out off of my Luffy Taro, and then I'll swing with the Sangro, and then I can play this out as 2, get the Sangro back, and then, like, you know, I've just played out a 2-9. Like, that's pretty good, right? But there's a lot of other combos I'm thinking of where in situations where this is actually quite powerful. First of all, if you're ever against Blackbeard, this is just a 2-9. Because you're not going to bounce the thing. Like, that's incredibly broken. So, like, this as a anti-Blackbeard card, I think is going to be really interesting for every purple deck that's playing these cards. Also, blue purple Luffy plays the Sanji, the cheat out Sanji. So, if you wanted to get that back and reuse it, like, that is a play. Obviously, this costing 2, not 1, does make that a little awkward. If it costed 1, this would be crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a really interesting card. I think mainly, like, primarily I'm seeing this as, like, really powerful into Blackbeard because, like, you just get this ridiculous level of stat on the board for nothing. But I'll be curious to see how good this is outside of that. Then we got this Chopper. This is a 3/4, 1k counter, blocker, Don -2 on play, rest up to one of your opponent's Don cards or characters with a cost of 1 or less. I do think there is some utility to this, right? These chump blockers have been quite popular, and, you know, your opponent leaving Don up for Gum Gum Giant, like, you can just say no. So I'm not writing this off at all. I think this is very much a, depending on the meta kind of situation, how viable this is. But I think this is, like, one you will be considering. So it's definitely not a bad card. And then finally, General Frankie, who probably is bad, is an 8/10, Don -2, give up to 2 of your opponent's characters -2k power during this turn. So this is fine, like, it's nothing crazy. So overall, like, really good support here for Black Purple Luffy. I think there is enough bullshit that this leader can play now that I'm, like, pretty confident that this is going to become OP12, like, very, very viable. But obviously, even in our OP11, I think this will be playable. But we then also have the Blackbeard support, so let's have a look at that. So we can look at the reprints, and first of all, I think what is noticeable is so far the 10 drops are just not getting a reprint. And we can see that across the reprints here. In terms of the Blackbeard reprints, this is everything relevant besides Tenbeard and Kuzan, so that's pretty good. Obviously, this is your new leader art. I'm not a massive fan of this, to be honest. But, you know, you're getting a lot of the important stuff. You're getting the Burgess reprint, the Stronger reprint, the Shiryu reprint, Doc Q, Vasco Shot, Lafitte. So a lot of the Fuller Lead, like, a lot of the important stuff, Van Olga. So this is actually quite playable. And you can probably pick up 2 starters plus 4 Kuzans, 4 Tenbeards, and, like, that's probably everything you need, which is pretty good. Like, that's pretty budget friendly, and I don't think Kuzan is horrendously expensive. So let's talk about the new cards, though, and again, we'll start with the SRs. So first of all, we'll start with this 7-drop Blackbeards. 7/8, activate main, you may rest this character, KO up to one of your character. Sorry, KO up to... my brain just shut down. KO up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less. So obviously this is just powerful if you combine this with cost reduction. It's just a thing you have here, right? You can just tap, do whatever. But obviously, like, right now, the deck isn't playing Jack, which does the same thing, but, like, better. Caveated that Jack is obviously not searchable in the deck, but anyway. On KO, add up to 1 black card from your trash to your hand. I think that is a powerful enough ability that, like, you will be playing this card. I just can't really see you not playing this card. Like, this is something to do on 7. Like, Blackbeard only had 10-beard as top end before now, and, like, now you have more top end, and top end is good in One Piece, so this is just a big threatening card. You can combo this with your cost reduction, like, for example, Stronger, who did cost reduction -2, so now you can pop a 5 cost. I think it's a good card. Our other SR is Kuzan, 6/6, 1k counter, blocker, on KO, play up to 1 Blackbeard Pirate type character with a cost of 5 or less from your trash rested. So obviously the play here is you play out this Kuzan, you block with it, you play out the old Kuzan, and then when you're done with that Kuzan, you sack that off and you play out a Burgess, right? Like, that's the line, the classic line, the most obvious line. This card is just very good. Like, you're just slamming 4 copies in your deck, like, immediately. Blackbeard is very happy to see, like, this card. I think it's just really, really solid. We have more good cards, though. We have Sanjan Wolf here. This is a San Juan. I don't know. 4/6, 1k counter. If your leader's Blackbeard, it gains blocker and +1 cost to every 4 cards in your trash, so it just gets annoying to remove. And then on play, it has a trash one from your hand for some reason, but obviously that doesn't activate in Blackbeard. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of giant synergy upcoming. But yeah, this is a 4/6 blocker with 1k counter. You will be playing 4 copies of this card in Blackbeard. Like, that's that's pretty staple. Katarina Devon, this is a 2k counter. Activate main to trash this to give something -1 cost, but then on KO, draw a card. I mean, this is 2k counter. We are going to play the 2k counter. It's quite good. And then finally we have Avalo Pizarro. This is a 1/1, 1k counter. Activate main. You may tap a full lead. If your leader's Blackbeard, this becomes a 5k, and then on KO, draw 1 card. I think this is a good card in the sense of, like, I mean, it's a 1/5, right? It's a 1/5, but like, Blackbeard doesn't care. You're not playing this in Blackbeard. Like, this is not what the deck needed. I think this is the only dud, really. But like, looking at the rest of these cards, like, these are all incredibly good. I mean, like, in particular, like the right 3 here are just super strong. And also, like, I have to say, like, the deck itself is just really solid. Like, you really do not need many upgrades to make this a very competitive Blackbeard deck. So I think Blackbeard is going to 100% increase in popularity when this comes out. This is just such an easy entry point that I'd be very, very surprised if it didn't. But there we go. So those are the first 2 starter decks. So what I'll do is each week as we move forward, I will make a video talking about the next 2, and then we can sort of talk about in the third video. We'll talk about ranking them, maybe, like, how good they are. But obviously at the moment, I think if you're a new player, I would say Blackbeard is the one to pick up. It's going to be pretty budget, I think. If you are looking for more interesting gameplay, then I would say the Luffy one is probably the one to go for. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Cheers.